Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, we're doing another one of these ranking videos because I listened to my audience and you guys really seem to love the one that I did for Scorpio. Also, these are really fun to do. And before you send me an angry email about how you don't agree with my rankings, remember that this is just my professional opinion, and also remember to take it with a grain of salt because this is just, more than anything, it's just for fun and it's just to make a lighthearted video, and I will give you some nuggets of information here and there about compatibility, but remember that in order to see the full compatibility between two people, you really want to look at the whole chart because there are some things that are going to be the glue that holds two people together, like an Aquarius and a Scorpio. So really quick, I'm just gonna break down the tiers and how I put them together. The very bottom is just no words. I have no words. I don't really know. I don't see how these two signs are going to make it work. Then right above that is I've seen worse. I've seen worse. This is when I feel that you guys have just like one small thing that could hold you together and that, you know, you're just going to be hanging on by a thread. And then the one above that is make it work. This is sort of like the in-between. I think that this tier, the make it work tier, is all about when you have really important mitigating factors. And sometimes people are surprised by the things that I put in this tier, but it's really because, you know, no one is going to be just one thing. We're all a mix of all of our signs. So I put a lot of like questionable ones in there. And then above that, we have Intuit, and that one's just like, it's a solid match. I like it. I'm into it. And then right above that, that's a hell yes. That it reminds me of Jenna Marbles when I say that. Hell yes. Anyways, so let's get into the video. So for Capricorn, this one, I think people are going to be surprised, but the best match, in my opinion, for Capricorn in terms of pure energetic like signature is going to be Virgo. I really love Virgo for Capricorn, and let me tell you why. Virgos are constantly concerned with improving, and so are Capricorns. So obviously all the earth elements are going to get along very well, all the earth signs, but I really like the way that Virgo is constantly focused on improvement of any minor thing, and I think that Capricorn really appreciates that. So they're both going to appreciate the earthiness in each other, and for me, it really works. It's just like Capricorn and Virgo, I love it. I love Virgo people. I'm a rising Capricorn. So whenever I see Virgo people out there like working and doing things so well and trying so hard and fixing and like, you know, what is that called? Like they mess with things over and over again, tinkering. They're my tinkers. And I'm just like, I don't have the mind for that, but I'm glad that you do. I appreciate you, Virgo. So I absolutely love, I think as friends, it works really well. And in a romantic partnership, this is the real power couple, sort of power couple goals that they can achieve together. So I really love Capricorn for Virgo. And the next person that I have on this top tier is going to be, drumroll, Leo. I love Leo for Capricorn because of one thing, status. And even though Leo is more like going to be like flashy, Leo is like the Capricorn of the fire segment people because Leos are concerned with their reputation. Leos always want to leave a good impression on other people. They're very much concerned with their dignity being ruled by the sun and being like this regal sort of energy that they put out into the world. Capricorn is not so regal. Capricorn is more so serious about the way that they take themselves very seriously. Capricorns do not, you know, they have a lot of respect for themselves, and so do Leos. Leos take respect for yourself like to the highest level that you could take it. I really appreciate that in Leos because I feel that if we all respected ourselves the way that Leos respect themselves, we would get much further in life. But that's besides the point. I really love Leo and Capricorn together. Leo loves affection, so this is the only thing that might be a little bit difficult because Capricorn can struggle to, you know, show the feelings and show the emotions because Capricorn was really concerned with always appearing put together and they don't want to appear weak. But Capricorn can let their guard down with people that they know are going to accept, you know, their affection. So Leo is that kind of person to really accept the affection. Leo loves love. They're super romantic and they love people who love on them. So Capricorn needs to get comfortable with loving on them, and then it's just going to be like a love, like they're just really going to love each other. And really concerned with achievement. Both of them are really concerned with achievement. So again, this is another power couple sort of dynamic, and I really like it. And the third one, obviously, is going to be Capricorn. Capricorns do really well with other Capricorns. They're really going to understand each other. They're going to understand that they're not comfortable with vulnerability like right away, and that maybe their love language will be similar, which will be like sort of like acts of service. They might not be vulnerable with the words. They might not tell you a lot of things that kind of like embarrass them. I understand this is a rising Capricorn, you know, like saying I love you to somebody or saying I appreciate you. I'll text it to you, but you might not hear it out of my mouth, because it's difficult to be vulnerable when you're a rising Capricorn, when you're a Capricorn sun, anything. Remember that these videos, you could use them for your sun sign, your rising, your Venus, or your moon. I really think that Venus, moon, ascendant, these are very important in relationships, especially the moon, and Venus is a close second. And the reason why I think the ascendant is so important is because this is a habitual sort of reaction that you have, and you're not conscious of your ascendant. You're not like sort of putting it on. And the sun has a little bit more consciousness. So do pay attention to, you know, you can pay attention to all of them, but mostly I want to say the moon, Venus, ascendant, and then the sun also. All of them are important. So the Capricorns will really have a lot of understanding for each other, and that's just a really nice thing to have between two people. When you guys see eye to eye and you understand each other's weaknesses and your flaws and all of this, and again, obviously two Capricorns are going to be concerned with achievement, with always having goals that they're going to try to meet with each other, and that's really nice. To be on the same page as your partner, that's a really important thing. And also, Capricorn wouldn't really get with somebody if they didn't see them being ambitious and being goal-oriented, which leads me to tier number 2. And don't be offended by this, Taurus. Do not be offended by this. So the second tier, I'm into it. This is a strong match. I actually put Taurus here. And before you get offended, hear me out. Hear me out just for a second. Okay, so obviously all the earth signs are going to get along very well together. But we all know that Taurus gets like the stereotype of being lazy. And even though I'm not a moron, I know that Taurus people are not lazy. They're so concerned with material safety and, you know, achieving those, you know, they like luxurious things. And you can't be a lazy person and like nice things. You have to work for them. I know this. But the fact of the matter is that Taurus is fixed, and fixed energy can get stuck in ruts. And Capricorn is cardinal. Capricorn likes movement. Capricorn people do not like slowness of any kind. They don't like to waste time. To Capricorn people, you know, they're just like, time is money, buddy. And if you're taking too long to do something, or if they don't see you, you know, like being a go-getter and moving frantically, then they're going to struggle with it, I feel. And the Capricorn could actually like sort of annoy the Taurus if they're being like too extra and being like, hey, are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? Remember that Taurus is ruled by Venus, and Venus likes to maintain, you know, they like to just chill, like we're gonna do it, but just like calm down. So that's like Taurus. Taurus is just like, I'm gonna get the money, but just like you need to chill. You need to like, you're at a 10, let's bring you to an 8, okay? And Capricorn is always cardinal. It's always like, let's get things done, let's get things moving, let's not waste any time. So that's the only thing that doesn't make them like a super perfect match. But if the Taurus has maybe some fire in there, then that's gonna like, you know, give them some more oomph and more like energy that Capricorn is really gonna appreciate, which is gonna make them more like Capricorn. They're gonna be earthy, but also with that, you know, impetus to move and get things done. And next on this list is actually Libra. I really like Libra for Capricorn, because Libra, even though they're not so concerned with status, Libra is concerned with image. Remember that Libra likes to maintain a certain image of, usually it's like of grace, beauty and grace. That's what Libra likes to maintain. And Capricorns are concerned with having a certain image in society. And, you know, I can see those things working well together, especially if, no, I think it works with men and women or gay or hetero couples. I think it's fine. And Libras also, they like beautiful things. And Capricorn people, even though Capricorns can be a little like, you know, stingy on the purse strings, unless they have like Leo in there or fire that makes them more like spendy, but they both are gonna like to have nice stuff, especially the Libra. Libras they like to be surrounded by beauty, and this isn't like a superficial thing. They're ruled by Venus and air, and so they really like to see beautiful things. And for them, like, beauty is worth something, and you know, it's art. They're artists. So the Capricorn person being, you know, concerned with material safety, they're going to have like the resources to provide this beauty that the Libra likes. And what might not work? No, I think that this is just, it's really good. And Libra is really good at sort of like, Libra is like the glue that holds society together. So even though people will, I got an angry email from somebody like, Denise, Libra does not go with Scorpio. And I was just like, can you please? Anyways, so Capricorn and Libra, I think it's a really good match, and I don't really see any huge issues. So let's move on to the next one. And in the second tier, I'm also going to put Scorpio. I think that Scorpio is a really strong match for Capricorn because, as I've said like a million times, if you haven't watched my official like Capricorn and Scorpio video, highly recommend that one. I go into this at length, but they understand each other's sort of dark view of the world. Neither of them like trust the world. Neither of them thinks everyone's nice. Both of them are kind of like suspicious of everybody. They're just like, I don't know about that. I don't know if they trust that. I don't know if I trust that person. Capricorn's like, that person's trying to steal from me. That person's trying to take my money. And Scorpio's like, that person's trying to screw me over. You know, they're both sort of like paranoid of the world. So they're going to understand that in each other. And they could be very much like us against the world. It could be like, we love each other and everybody else is full of shit. So that's going to work very well between them. And the only thing that I always say, my caveat, is that if the Capricorn doesn't have water or fire, if they don't have something that's going to be very emotive, then the Scorpio is going to struggle to connect with them emotionally because Scorpio loves emotional connection. This is like water. Yes, it's fixed, so they don't like to maybe show this. They act like very cool and strong, but we all know that there's like, you know, tumultuousness underneath. So they're going to want their Capricorn to be more expressive. So there's that. So the next one is the make it work tier. And remember that in this tier, there's a lot of caveats, so I will explain them. And the first one here is going to be Aquarius. And just hold on a minute. Let me explain why. So Aquarius and Capricorn are both ruled by Saturn. So obviously that is like the obvious connection. But they are semi-sextile signs, which when you have two signs that are right next to each other, they usually don't have anything in common, and it's going to be really hard for them to see eye to eye. But with this like sort of Saturn connection, you know, Aquarius people, even though they are not like ambitious in terms of like, oh, I want to achieve all of these things, Aquarius is concerned with intellect and being, you know, educated and being informed and all of this. So I feel like it can work if this Aquarius person also happens to have earthy placements that makes them want to be a little bit more ambitious, because Capricorn, I'm dying here, guys, because Capricorn really is, they want somebody who's on the same page in terms of life. They want somebody who has sort of similar goals to them. And this is where I think that it could work. If the Aquarius person is a little bit earthy, it could really work. And of course, you know, Aquarius also struggles to like, you know, express the emotions, and Capricorn is not going to worry about that. Capricorn is not going to mind it because they themselves are sort of shy in terms of expressing the emotions. So that works very well. They might not see eye to eye in other things, like politically they might not agree unless they're both like from the same political sphere. But they might, you know, because Aquarius has like the big heart, you know, they're air people, but they have a big heart. And Capricorn, not that Capricorn doesn't have a big heart. Capricorn is very serious, and they're just like, no, people need to be responsible for themselves. So there could be that whole issue going on. And okay, so the next person on this tier is actually Aries. I think that Aries could work very well for Capricorn because they're both cardinal. And Aries is also concerned, not necessarily with achievement, but Aries people are go-getters. They're trying to do something. They always want to have, like fire people in general, they want to have impact in the world. And so because of this, like they're all, like the cardinal fire is always doing things. They're always making waves. They're doing something. And Capricorn loves this because, you know, they are earthy cardinal people. So this really is the connection between them. They're not going to find the Aries people like sort of lazy, or you can't accuse an Aries person of being lazy. They're always, you know, active. So they're really going to appreciate this. The thing that might be difficult is if the Aries person doesn't have Earth, if they aren't very like financially responsible, then the Capricorn is going to be like, what's going on here? They might not appreciate that. So if the Aries person has some earth, has some second house stuff, something that makes them sort of not spend like a fire person, that's really going to help, because Capricorn people don't like to spend on like dumb stuff, and that would help, you know, mitigate the situation. But cardinal pair, I really like this one. So next one on here, this is going to be a big caveat, and people are going to be like, what are you talking about? But Gemini, for the same reason. Gemini, even though Gemini is mutable air, but again, Gemini people are always getting into something. They have a lot of energy to expend. Usually it's a lot of mental energy, but if the Gemini person has earth, and oftentimes when you have Gemini, sometimes you have Taurus in your chart, like Kelly Stamps. Kelly Stamps is a businesswoman. So I could see a Kelly Stamps like Gemini, so like a really earthy Gemini, because remember that whatever sign you are, like whatever your sun sign is, you often have planets in the sign right before or the one right after. So you can always tell an earthy Gemini, because it's just like they're really funny and they're always on the move, but like they dress nice in like a fancy sort of nice, you know, like an earthy nice. Or they talk about money a lot, like Kelly Stamps. So I love her. I'm always talking about her. But yes, so this kind of earthy Gemini, you know, on the move go-getter with a Capricorn, absolutely it's going to work. Absolutely. What might not work? Okay, what might not work between a Gemini and a Capricorn? Gemini can be a little bit messy in terms of the things, the tea that they spill about themselves and about people. And remember that Capricorn doesn't like people to know stuff about them. They like to have a sort of pristine reputation. They're like presidential when it comes to their reputation. They want, I always say that the Capricorns, they want like their Jackie Kennedy, like to be like this very stiff and respectable family sort of image. So if the Gemini is a little bit too messy, then the Capricorn might not like it. But, you know, maybe they could keep it together. I don't know, make it work. So the I've seen worse category, I have two here. And for reasons. So the first I've seen worse is going to be Pisces. So the reason why I say I've seen worse is because there's somebody that goes below this, and people are going to freaking lose it when they, oh my God, I'm sorry. I could already, look, I'm getting nervous. I'm going to sweat. Honestly, I don't know what the hell I was thinking. I'm going to demote this. I'm going to have one person on this tier. And just like the last video, I have a one person on this tier, and I feel like it's always the same sign, but I'm sorry, Sag. I've seen worse. Let me tell you the connection that I see between Sagittarius and Capricorn. Obviously, if you're a Sagittarius that has Earth or Capricorn, because often you do, if you're an earthy Sag with Cap in there, then I can move it up, right? I can move it up into make it work or into it, if you have a lot of earth. But if you're like a straight fire flames, or if you're an airy, fiery person, then the Capricorn person might not be so into it, because they're gonna think that you're a little bit too wild. Sagittarius, you know, it's like the horse energy, and Capricorn is more serious, and they want things to be, remember the whole, like they want their like Jackie Kennedy. This could be like for men or women. Like they want their like, what is it? Some other political person, like they want their, not Nixon, anyways, they want somebody who's going to be more serious in business, right? They want somebody to present to their family that's going to be business. And Sagittarius people, we can be a little bit wild, and seem a little like, you know, rough around the edges, and Capricorn might not be like so into that unless they themselves are fiery or have Aries in there or something. But what I will say is that they do have like they're holding on by a hair, and this is the connection that I see between them. People often forget that Sagittarius is like an archer, and Sagittarius is always looking for that next thing off in the distance. So Sagittarius people can have a tendency to have big, lofty goals. Remember, they're ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter wants to do things big in the world. So Sagittarius people can be quite ambitious, and this is the connection that I see with Capricorn, except the fact that Capricorn has the ambition. Maybe Capricorn doesn't have like huge ambitions, but like, you know, like unrealistic ones. But Capricorn is actually going to have like, oh, these are the steps to actually make this thing happen. And Sagittarius just has like the vision, and they might not have the steps, right? So this is where, you know, they're not going to be super perfectly on the same page. But as I said, if this is an early Sag, I really think that they can make it work, because they have the goals in mind, and I like that. So no words. Down here, I have the first one, no words. I have Pisces here because I just don't see, like, unless, again, obviously, if the Pisces person has a lot of earth, then I could see the connection. But Pisces in general, Pisces is a sign that is all about understanding the emotions of other people and being very much connected to people on a very, like, intuitive level. And Capricorn doesn't, like, so I could see, like, the Pisces person having love for the Capricorn, because Capricorn people, like, they're good people. They're not feisty. They're very much business, dependable, all of this, right? But I don't see where the emotional exchange would take place unless, again, the Capricorn is very watery. And this sort of leads me to my next one that I think is like, sort of like the worst sort of match for Capricorn. And I don't understand. I understand, right? If you have a Capricorn ascendant, then your descendant is Cancer. But I don't think that means that you should date a Cancer. I don't think that. But, okay, so here I go. I'm sorry, Cancers. I love Cancer. It's one of my favorite signs. I love Mars and Cancer. It's one of my favorite placements. It's, yeah, like Mars and Cancer, Mars and Taurus. But anyways, the point is that Capricorn and Cancer, to me, is the worst pairing because they operate on a totally different system and their currency is totally different. Cancer is really the queen of the emotional realm. Cancer is very much catering to somebody's feelings and needs and sensitivities. They are so tuned in to other people's sensitivities. And Capricorn, on the other hand, Capricorn is not. Not that Capricorn is out there, like, you know, messing with people's sensitivity. Capricorn doesn't do that. That would be more like a Gemini. Gemini loves to stir the pot and, like, mess with people. Or maybe like a Sagittarius. Sagittarius doesn't do it on purpose, but they do hurt people's feelings sometimes. But Capricorn, just feelings are like, what is that? It does not compute. I don't understand. Capricorn is not comfortable on the feeling emotional realm because, remember, they always try to maintain like an air of coolness and of being collected, of being in control of themselves. So I just don't see how the Capricorn and the Cancer would be able to get on the same page because Cancer needs the feelings. They are fed by this. They are fed by knowing people's vulnerabilities, people's likes, dislikes, things that hurt them. Cancer just, like, they hear somebody having feelings and they're just like, yes, give me more, give me more. They want to know. They want to know how you feel. And because they want to nurture you. And Capricorn is very much like, nothing hurts my feelings. Like, I don't know. I just stop. I'm self-sufficient. I do not need other people. Like, no. Capricorn does not like to be vulnerable, and Capricorn doesn't like to be dependent. And Cancer is very much concerned with building a very interdependent relationship. Cancer wants to both mother you and be babied by you. They want to be both. It's never like, Cancer never wants to use somebody as a parent or be somebody's parent. They want to do both. I always like try to emphasize that. And Capricorn, on the other hand, Capricorn is very much like, you want to make me happy, meet your own needs. I'll meet my needs and you meet yours. Why can't we all be self-sufficient? That's more like the Capricorn route. So I just don't really see how it would be that they'd be able to connect like that. But I don't know. What do you guys think? And I know I didn't say much about the Pisces, but it's just like, I just don't see that either. I don't see it being hugely like a big issue like I see with Cancer. But Pisces and Capricorn, I just don't see what they would have in common. Unless, like, as I said, the Capricorn person has a lot of water or has like a Scorpio moon or something. And in that case, watch like my other videos. But other than that, that's the video, guys. I hope you liked it. I realize right now that I forgot to start recording on the mic, so this is recorded on the camera. I hope you guys are okay about that. And I realize I look like a Pirates of the Caribbean character right now, but I ran out of things to wear. It's hard, guys. So that's the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, subscribe to my channel. I put out videos every single week, and I'll see you in the next one.